The next stage is to make sure that we filed all our lines exactly to where we want to go. So I've popped it in my vise here. Now, if you can see, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the line that I drew and put it right up against my vise. Make sure it's nice and straight up against the edge of my vise. And what I should be able to do now is use my file and just file straight across there. And as soon as I get to the vise, I know that my line has been filed properly. There we go. So you can see that's nice and flat, go to the right place, turn around, do all the other flat ones, and then they'll be sorted. The curved ones are a little trickier. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this half round file. It's angle on it is just because that's half rounded, and I'm going to use the half round section to try and file to my line. So you've got to keep a really good eye on what's going on. Now, when you file, a common mistake is people just carry on filing and just keep going. You've got to pay real attention to where the material is that you need to remove, and make sure that you're filing nice and evenly across. There's a tendency to boat your filing, so you tend to kind of seesaw that file, and that will give you a curve on the inside, which is not ideal, not really what we're looking for. So get that to the right place. See, I've got to my line like that, and then I will carry on filing that piece to make sure I get it nice and perfect. The other thing you'll need to do is file your acrylic. In the same way, I'm just going to pop this in the vise, just so I can see the line. And I'm going to file across there. Keep going till I get to my line, which should hopefully be the vise. Once I've done that bit, I'm going to turn it around, pick on a little point here. So you can see my line here. I'm just going to lower it down to where my vise is. And if you find a little bit that sticks up, you just keep filing down the bits that stick up. As you do all the bits that stick up, as you get closer and closer, that forms more of a curve, which is the shape we're going to end up wanting towards the end. And that is just that's how you file a curve, really. Then I will keep going with that until I get that particular curve nice and perfect. Once I've done that, what tends to happen with these acrylic pieces is they tend to, if they're really flat, they tend to just fall out. So to try and keep it in place, what we're trying to do is put a little ridge along the middle. So you can turn your file on its side. You can very gently, even do it with a saw perhaps as well. You're just very gently going to just put a little saw line, as if you're sawing the material in half. Along here. And what that will do is that will allow the pewter to flow into that gap, and once it's flowed into there, that piece should not move once it's all set hard. Okay, so I'll do that to my pieces of acrylic. I will get my my mould done, my pattern filed to the right place, and then we'll talk about casting.